hearts have harmony. Happy hearts have harmony.
Being spiritual and not religious drew us to Psychic.com and its dating section linked in the footer.
It's a new launch, and we want you to register in hopes that you find a lover, partner, and a friend beyond a traditional introduction, breaking views of cultural perception.
Tell your friends now.
Happy TGIF. TGIF. So, Happy Halloween is what Tony Sweet said. And we have Brainstorm Engineering. This is Robin Zodiac. And I'm here every Friday night between 7 and 8 p.m. And tonight we have a very, very special guest, a very gifted reader. Let's welcome to the show, Psychic Christina. Hi, Psychic Christina.
Hey, Robin.
Hello, hello.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good.
Hello. Happy
Good.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween. And Brainstorm, we got the split screen going because he's,
Yeah, don't you see it?
well, I see one is split screen and the other one isn't. So they should both be split screen.
Let me check. Hold on.
From past experience, we've learned the hard way. Ah, shh, he says.
Well, thanks for inviting me on your Halloween show.
Yeah, it's fantastic to have you. This is fantastic. So we're squared away?
That's live. That's preview.
Okay, great. All right, we're squared away. We've got your picture up. So, yes, it's Halloween. Yes, yes. So, is Halloween is it one of your favorite holidays? Is there some significance around, October 31st for you, or what is
Well, I think Halloween, I think it has a lot of different aspects to it. For me, I have always loved it. I have always loved the energy of it. I think it brings out a playfulness in everyone. And then, of course, there's the spiritual aspect of it and the Wiccan aspect of it that touches upon sometimes with people in our field. But I really sort of embrace it as an expression of just playing. And also, if you ever notice, I don't know about you, Robin, but think about back when we were young, when we were children. You think that children really know who they are. They know from a young age. And I always pay attention to the Halloween costumes that children pick. And, when I was a child, I was always a witch or a princess or a gypsy. It was one of those.
Right.
So I think children really know who they are. They have a sense of it. So I kind of like to see what children pick, to see, what they're really saying about themselves. But while we're talking about Halloween, I think that there's a book that if anyone would like to share a really positive, empowering story connected to Halloween in essence of about a young witch coming into her own and learning how to be a healer and a psychic. And a very dear friend of mine wrote it. It's called The Tales of the Raspberry Witch.
I think we have a picture of it.
She made me one of the characters in the book.
Wow, there you are.
It's just, how sweet is that, right? How touching and sweet is that? I was honored when she did that. And I'm Aunt Christina in the book.
Oh, you are. So, and are you portrayed as a Wiccan witch? Because I think the audience is well aware that, from having, numerous shows talk about, Wicca is actually worshiping nature. It's a god and goddess
Yes.
deity energy. So would you
Well,
proclaim?
in the book, it's basically sort of like a young adult teen sort of story. So in the book, my character is a teacher who runs a psychic development school for children.
Oh, wow.
And yes, I'm a psychic teacher, and I live in a Victorian house and have lots of animals around me, which
is true.
Does she know me or what?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So your friend actually wrote this, right?
She did. Joyce wrote it. It's just a lovely story. So I just thought I'd mention that because I think it's a really nice story and to connect children with, especially this time of year.
Right.
Sort of a Harry Potter sort of feel to it,
Awesome.
but with a girl.
Awesome. Awesome. And so is this a recent release? Or?
Halloween is just fun.
Yeah.
It's just a fun time of year, and I think most people connect with it, and that's what we're doing. We're having fun with it tonight, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it was always my favorite holiday, and my parents or my guardians would, it depend on the year. Some years they wouldn't let us go trick-or-treating, some years they would. And the thing I think that everybody would agree that was the favorite thing that ended up in my pillowcase, trick-or-treating, was pennies, was money. That was always, let's go back to that house.
Back when they had real copper in them.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Exactly. That's when they were.
All right, you guys got a couple of callers here on standby.
Okay, but we're actually going to continue talking with Psychic Christina. You mentioned in the book that you were like a teacher or of a school, and isn't that something that you're also doing now?
Oh yeah, Joyce, I guess, patterned the character a little bit after me in real life. Yes, of course. I teach psychic development. I have for many years, and I've been a psychic. I really hate to say the amount of time, but I will say it for 25 years this year.
Amazing.
And it's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you must have started at 3.
So yes.
Yes.
I started as a
you started
child.
as a child.
But
Yes.
I actually did start as a child, but
Yes.
professionally I've been doing it for 25 years.
Yes. My daughter actually would like to follow in my footsteps. She's very intuitive herself, but we first wanted her to, pursue, further her education. But yeah, she's very tapped in. And for Christmas last year, I did give her first deck of cards, and I actually gave her a Wiccan journal that every day of the week is like a deity holiday or a ritual or something to follow, nature, and she's really into that herself. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I'm sure she'd be interested in signing up for your school. And I think the last time that you were on a few months ago, you had mentioned that you were going to be doing some like webinars and things like that. So why don't you share with the audience on how they can find you and call you for a private consultation? I know you read from me a couple weeks ago, and it really filled me up. And you joke, and I do this too, that sometimes clients are like, no. And then you're like persistent. And I did that to you. So I want to apologize because you were absolutely right. And I text messaged you a few days later, like, oh my gosh, Christina, you really did hit it.
Yeah, I got that. Thank you. That was really sweet. It's always nice to get validation from people.
Well, and I also, I'm also wearing my beautiful necklace tonight. This is from Christina.
I'm glad you like it. I sent you that as a protection. That stone is good for clearing energy.
Yes, I was really impressed.
Yeah, so I think that as psychics, I think that, sometimes we're also clients. And I tell this story sometimes because I like making the point and reminding people that, most psychics also have been clients at one time or another. When I was very young, I would say somewhere around 20, I had a psychic reading from someone who referred me to this woman. she was in Manhattan, close to where I lived, and she was also an artist, but she was a psychic, and she read me. I remember going to her apartment, which was very much like a studio, an artist studio, and her name was Maria, and she went on to be, give me a reading, and she was very accurate, but there were things in the reading that, at the time, sometimes you cannot even fathom when someone's telling you something that's going to happen 5 or 10 or 20 years down the line. And she said to me that I would be a professional psychic. And at the time, I think I was in my early 20s, I looked at her. I was like, who? What? I said, oh, this woman's crazy. I don't know what she's talking about. And she said, you'll write in the subject, and you will do media and radio. And she went on to describe, and of course, I thought she was a little, out there, but sweetest, nicest woman. But as predictions came true, I said, interesting. Long story short, a few years down the line, I did end up doing, and I had no intention. It was not in my consciousness. It wasn't in my plan. I was in college at the time. I was working, and I had a very different path in the fashion industry.
Oh,
so,
you did. So did I. Did you go to
at the time, you think, what is this person talking about? Because you cannot even fathom what they're saying to you.
Right.
So we've all been there, I think.
Right, exactly. Yes, exactly. Now, you went to fashion school. Did you go to Otis Parsons?
No, I went to a school called Toby Coburn College for Fashion, and I went to FIT. I went to both of those schools.
Oh, wonderful, because I went to fashion design school. We've never discussed this before, but surprise, surprise.
No, we didn't.
No,
that's interesting.
that's
yeah,
amazing.
I started out in fashion, and I was in the industry for a while, and then just sort of said, this is great, but I wanted to go in other directions, so...
Yeah, I got out.
I sort of went into helping professionals.
Yes, exactly. I got out and was only a fit model. I made more money sitting around in my underwear, and I thought, this is a waste of time, with all, my talent. But the thing is that it's now more expensive to sew your garments than it is to buy them. So that kind of lost my focus. And I was just saying the other day that so many people wear T-shirts and jeans and sneakers. It's kind of good that we didn't stick to that industry, because we would be pulpers because nobody seems to be buying or into trends or fashion. Have you noticed that, especially in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of disheartening.
Yeah, well, fashion is cyclical. Everything
is.
always comes back at one time or another.
It is.
And I think it's also important, though, to always, make a statement with who you are and how you feel. I mean, I will dress very much whatever my mood is for that day, But,
right.
So, yeah. So we have a bunch of callers waiting, huh?
We do have some callers that are looking forward to getting a read. Announced last week that you would be here, and I'm sure that we've got a line of people that would like to speak with you. So,
well, let's both talk to them.
Okay, yeah, but I know that you have to go in the next 15 minutes or so. So, yeah, let's both talk. So, Brainstorm, you want to put our next caller on?
All right, here they come.
Hello. You're on the phone with Psychic Christina and myself, Robin Zodiac.
Hi, it's Margie. How are you?
Margie, great. Yeah, you're sounding good, Margie. Definitely.
Yeah, I had a nice night.
You did.
Hi, Margie.
Good.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, hon. How are you?
Okay. So Robin and I have spoken at length off the air many times about my situation and it's up and down.
And Christina,
briefly, it's about a male friend of mine. So
yes.
He's
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I do. He's going through a lot of health problems right now. So I guess to see outcomes, I don't know if you do health readings, but to see how things are going to progress, Yes,
what I do is You can check my work on psychicchristina.com. You can check about my work and classes and so forth. But yes, I'm a health sensitive, which means that I tune into the body and look at a person energetically to see how what their energy is, and it will tell me about different symptoms and health issues. I'm also a medium and a clairvoyant, but to ask about your friend, I would need to know their name and age, and also, do you have permission to ask for them?
Well, yeah, they probably don't know I'm calling, so yeah. So, but I can tell you he's 60 years old, and his initial is J. So.
Okay. I will give you a general response and answer because I sort of have a general rule that, you know, if you're asking about someone, they would need to know, especially if you're tuning into their health and their body. But what's the first name?
John.
Okay. Okay, I'm getting with John. Do they have like some sort of see something with the head and the heart?
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
He has some heart issues right now. Some broken bones right now he's working with.
Okay. Do they have a blood pressure problem? I see something with.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There also could be a chance that at some point this person could be either hypoglycemic or diabetic.
He is diabetic.
Now, okay, he is diabetic. Okay. This is what I feel. I feel that this person is also very depressed and very sad. I feel like they've had some loss and just disappointment. And it's sort of at a point in his life where thinking about, you know, where do I go from here? You know, we all have those points in our life where we have sort of looking at our lives and thinking about, you know, things we like, things we don't like, you know, what direction should we take? And I just feel a little bit of loss. He's a little bit lost. I feel that he needs a lot of support. I feel that whatever the situation is between the two of you, there are times when you get frustrated and you go, oh, you just sort of want to wash your hands, but then, you know, you will not do that because you understand the situation. I actually do think that there could be a lot of improvement with him, but he has to take care of himself. You know, he has to make the decision to really take care of himself. And he's getting there. I feel like there is improvement.
Yeah, little by little. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there is improvement, but the big thing that's going to give him the nudge to move forward is support. You know, we all need support, and we all need to feel like people care about us, especially when we're going through these sort of times when we're lost and we're down or upset about things in our lives. So I think support is a big factor for him. But you're a good friend. You're you know, you really care about this person, and you're really good to them. So and I feel for you, I see white around you. I don't know if it's because you're caretaking him, or are you in the health profession at all?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a special bond with this person. Also, something about a pet or an animal. Are you concerned about a pet or an animal?
No, right now I have pets, but they seem all pretty healthy. So.
Okay, I feel like, I don't know if it's you or him, because I'm kind of tuning into both of you. But there seems to be, because I see past, present, and future when I read, and I sort of have to decipher where that information belongs when I'm reading you. So I want to say, just be on the lookout for something with a pet, nothing major, but maybe a little bit of a health issue with one of them, okay?
Okay.
And I think it has something to do with the skin.
Okay, yeah. I know my one cat gets little issues sometimes, so.
Okay. So, well, thanks for calling in. Thanks for the questions.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
Margie.
thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
Okay,
I'm glad you had a good night. Yeah.
Okay, well,
All right.
take care.
Take care. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Brainstorm.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
All right. You want me to keep on rolling?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay. Here you go, ladies.
Okay, you're on the air with Psychic Christina and myself, Robin Zodiac. Hello.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
My name is Mindy.
Mindy, thanks for the
Hi,
call.
Mindy.
Yeah.
Hi.
So, can you give us a question or something that you
Sure.
would like us to focus in on? Okay.
Sure. I have a dilemma
Mm-hmm.
of an ex-boyfriend and a current boyfriend. And I'm just wondering
That's a good dilemma.
what she sees. It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Well, so tell me what your age and your sign is.
My age is 56 and I'm a Leo.
Okay. Let me see here. Can you give me the first names of these two people, or would that get you into trouble?
I don't think they're listening.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
I could.
Yeah, this is mostly
You
a
want
girl
the
show.
initial?
You can give me the initials if that makes you feel safer. Go ahead.
J is the ex-boyfriend and C, current.
Okay. Well, with the X, like you sort of keep going around in circles with the same patterns.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like who's into fixing things like cars or something, like something mechanical? Who does that?
Either one.
There's something about a car and fixing a car.
Well, the ex needs his car fixed, but he's not into it.
Okay, well, he's going to be into it. Maybe he's not fixing it himself, but it's going to be on his mind. So I might have misinterpreted that. But there is a car issue around him, which if it's coming up, I feel like he really needs to be taken care of for safety's sake. Okay? Because I wouldn't be seeing that otherwise, okay? So give him that message somehow.
Okay.
I think that you're sort of really bonded with the ex because it's familiar and you care about them, and kind of the same thing keeps happening over and over again. With the new person, it feels like, maybe a little bit less friction, but you're kind of scared to go in that direction. This is what I feel. This is what I think about two people at one time. I think that happens for a lot of different reasons. I feel that with you, it's sort of, when people start to look elsewhere, I think it's because they're not really satisfied in their relationship for one reason or another. Sometimes it has nothing to do with their partner. Sometimes it's more about them. Sometimes, and I see this especially with women create triangles because they have a hard time getting out of the relationship. So they create a triangle to, sort of give them a way to get out of it. But with this situation with you, I feel like you really could have a nicer relationship with the new person, like a healthier one. But I do feel this very strong bond with your ex, so I think you're going to keep going around in circles for a while. Are you waiting for something to happen with the ex that isn't happening?
Well, I moved across country,
Okay.
so it's just phone calls right now, and I really don't want to go backwards, but the new one is distant and cold all the time and doesn't know if he's coming or going, and it's like if I put them both together, I don't get one man. But you're right. I feel a bond with the old one because it was many, many years we were together, and he was the love of my life, but it's basically just phone. He's in a bad way mentally, He has mental illness a lot, bipolar, and it's a lot of talking, but a lot of love there.
Mm-hmm.
And the new one doesn't seem worth it because he's always not ready, and it's like 4 months.
Well, I feel like honestly, with the new one, I feel like it's a better friendship, but I feel like there's something positive there. But I feel like, I could see where there's a lot of blocks with him for moving forward, but it feels like there is a connection there for you. And I feel that if he feels safe where he doesn't feel pressured, he'll let his guard down. I also feel like there's something about health with him that he has to be careful with, too. Something about his hands.
No, I don't see his hands. I think he's drinking.
No.
He's drinking?
You have to you have to remember something. You're talking to a psychic, so I'm not just talking about yesterday or today. I see the future. So, okay, so what I'm saying to you is there could be an issue coming up with his hands if it hasn't happened already. Okay, so, but you feel that whoever it is, either one of them, it's not a positive relationship for you. You have to sort of make a decision about what you want to do.
I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, surprisingly, being a Leo, you're letting them be the center stage, where Mindy, you should be the center stage, and also what came to me is that this last birthday, there was like a rebirth that took place. It could have been a mental one, and I feel like you're admitting it to us on the air tonight that, it's time to keep rolling, take the best from the both of them. You don't have to let them go. And, I've written an ebook, Secrets to Win a Marriage Proposal, and I always say, keep mingling, keep putting your feelers out there in regards to engaging with other men, because we really should have the man settle us down. And I think that when Christina said, are you waiting for something? What I got psychically is that you're waiting for either man to say, let's stick to this, let's settle down, let's make a commitment. And, and it really needs to be, they need to kind of have the spark or the competitive nature around you. So when you said that you have a dilemma, and I said that's a good one, I'm a big believer that the more attention that you get from men, the man that settles you down will cherish you and appreciate you and honor you with more affection and more, like, once again, desire that you kind of demand naturally. So I feel like there's probably, and I'm sure, Christina, you were about to get around to this. Don't you feel that she's ready for her next stage of like?
I do. I agree with you with what you just said. I feel like she is scared. It's sort of she.
I think neither
like,
one of them is probably right. Neither one are right, I think.
Right.
Well, yeah, I think that, you already know that, but, just because you don't end up walking down the aisle with someone doesn't mean that they weren't important to you.
That's okay.
It doesn't mean that the relationships, didn't, mean something or didn't matter and they didn't serve a purpose. I feel like, you're always going to have a bond with the ex. You always will. And with this new person, I feel that they could be more of a friend, and I feel like it could improve over time. But I feel like you have to decide what you want. You have to sit down and say, this is what I want. And sometimes it's really hard because when you love someone, and you really want it to be different from what it is, it's a really difficult, painful thing to do. But that's sort of where you are. You have to sit down and decide, what do I want from a relationship, with anyone? If I had to create it and design it, what would that look like? And if either one of these people is not really giving you that, then you have to make a decision about what you want to do. Nobody can make it for you. And everyone has their own timetable.
Exactly.
It could take you 6 months, it could take you another year. Whatever that is for you, it's okay. When you are ready, you will decide what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, Mindy, like you feel guilty already. There's really nothing to feel guilty about. I always
I
say,
don't feel
good,
guilty.
glad.
I feel that more frustrated and confused.
Yeah, I was just about to say none of her needs are getting
love.
fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
none of her needs are getting fulfilled.
I have a lot of love for the first one, but he's a womanizer and bipolar and whatever, and it's like 9 years on and on. But the love is there between both of us, and it's sad to watch him suffer, with his problems. And the new one I had hope for, and it seems to be every Saturday night dinner date, and maybe once or twice a week, just a casual date, and that's it. Nothing else. And I don't know if I even like him anymore. But I was having hope because he was young, and I was being hopeful and moving on and just relocating across country and, wanting a new life. And so now, this week I was going to drop both of them. Then I said I could keep both of them. Like what you said, if one's on the phone, I care about and love him, but yet probably he wants to move and, get back together with me. And the other one is, he's the one saying he's not ready for more. So I really don't have to do anything.
Good.
But it's not a great way to live.
I give you credit. Mm-hmm. Mindy, I give you credit because I can't even handle one. So it's like good.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
luck,
been
girl.
in this position
Good
before,
luck, girl.
Truthfully, and it's not a good thing because neither one is probably right. I'm waiting for some big epiphany, but
it goes back to you. You have to decide what you want,
and
it's not
sure.
about. Well, you're sure. You're lying. You know what you want, and it's nothing that.
Every day it changes.
Yeah,
my mind.
it does.
No, you know what you want. You just don't want to admit it because you don't want to let go of either one of them.
No, I love the first one, but I don't want the consequences of it because he's not stable.
Okay, listen.
That's the problem.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. Forget these two men for the moment. Make a list of what you want in a relationship. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Make a list of what you want in a relationship. And then, if neither one of these people is giving it to you, then it's not really the relationship that you want.
You're right.
But you know what you want. You just don't want to admit it because then you have to
but
do something about it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't have to do anything and let it take its course.
Exactly. That's what I always say. Making no decision is always a decision.
You don't have to make a decision, but then, you're not going to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? This really underneath everything, I think this is about loss, which is really hard. And believe me, we have all been there. It's really hard, to have any kind of loss in any venue, any capacity. And I think this is what this is about. Because eventually, if you admit that neither one of these people are really able to give you the relationship that you want, then that puts you in the position of thinking about what do you do then. But like you just said, you really don't have to do anything if you don't want to. But just let that sort of simmer in your mind, well, what do you really want? What kind of a relationship would you want? And then maybe let that sort of, come to you. But
I mean, I am decisive, which I think one of you mentioned, saying as a Leo, you're surprised. I'm very decisive usually, and I cut off relationships quickly, and usually I'm the one to end it and move on. But I had a near death a few years ago, like 4 years ago, and I changed.
Yes.
And I'm almost experimenting with different ways of being and living. I would have never done this. But I'm more curious about life and how things work and how different people live. And in other words, I was the one that cut everything
more
off always,
empathic now.
and I'm trying not to. Maybe.
You're more
I don't know if I'm more
empathic now.
passive.
No,
empathic.
No, empathic.
Definitely.
Empathic, yeah.
Definitely.
You're more compassionate and empathic, so you actually think more about the other person.
Right, and I'm not as much of a control freak where I can say, all right, let's see how it goes. I never was this way. This is new behavior. I don't know if it's the right thing, but I wish that I had a clearer view of
you'll know.
anyway.
You'll know when you're ready to know. You will know.
Yeah.
And you don't have to make any decision until you want to. As long as you're being forthright with everyone involved.
Exactly.
There's nothing really.
As much
there's
as I
nothing really.
can.
Exactly.
With my own thoughts. Yeah. Like the old one knows about the new one, but the new one doesn't know. But he's the one holding me back and not letting it develop.
Well, he has his own set of issues. Like I said, that relationship, don't give up on it, because I do feel like it could be a good connection, it could be a good friendship, and it could go to different places after that. He's got his own walls and his own blocks up. So he's being distant because of his own issues.
Yeah. I know that, yes.
But you'll figure it out, and you have to let us know what happens.
Okay, I'll look for you again. If there's any movement, I'll update you.
Keep us posted.
Yes, thank you for calling in.
Ladies.
It's a pleasure.
Have a good night, hon. Happy Halloween.
Thank you so much. Yes, happy Halloween. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Where are Halloween questions?
Oh, you know what? It just seems like there's been a rebirth with this year's Halloween. And so, Christina, I know you said that, you were, I know it's late there. Did you want to continue, or did you want to give the audience your information and set up some privates?
We can. I'll take one more question with you if you want.
Perfect. Yeah.
Sure. People can reach me on my site, psychicchristina.com.
Okay.
Or they could call in at 212-591-0093.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, Brainstorm, do we have more people?
Yes, we do.
All right.
All right, here you go.
You have a great voice, Brainstorm.
He does. You should hear a singing voice.
Hello?
This is why I keep him
Everybody
around.
says that.
Hello. This is Robin Zodiac, and we have Psychic Christina here tonight. So who are we speaking with, and where are you calling from?
Hi. Is it me?
Yes, it's you.
Oh, great. Okay. I've called before. My name is
Do you have
Hope.
a name?
Yes, Monica.
Yes, my name is Hope.
Hope. Yes.
Hi, Hope.
Yes. Good to hear from you, Hope. And
Yeah. Well, I was... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, Christina always asks for your age and your zodiac sign.
Okay. I'm 47, and I'm Scorpio.
Fabulous. So you got a
Oh, I
birthday
love
coming up.
Scorpios.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday.
So your question, Hope, for Psychic Christina, I know I've spoken with you, and you're sounding great.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like your energy is good. You sound like you're in a really good headspace. Maybe it's the Scorpio sun sign coming in. But did you have a question for Psychic Christina?
Yeah. When I heard that you do health,
Yes.
yeah, I just wanted to ask, do I need to ask you specifically about specific issues, or can you just give me a health reading?
Well, it's we're doing a one question sort of thing on the show. So when I scan a body energetically, it sort of takes a amount of time to do that. So for the sake of the show, I could probably do it very minimally. But do you have a specific issue that you wanted to ask about?
Yeah, I've been having gastric issues for a long time, and also I have an issue with my eyes, both my eyes.
Uh-huh. And, okay, so you have issues with them. So what was your question?
Well, I thought that what am I supposed to? I would like to know what's wrong.
Yeah,
basically.
Do you have any feelings of where this stems from?
I'm not a. I don't diagnose people. I will tell you what I see energetically. I will tell you. So if I were scanning you, as in a reading, I wouldn't even tell you to tell me anything. I would just start scanning you from head to toe, and I probably would have picked up on your issues. So for this forum, for the radio, it's sort of, I would say to you, I see a health issue, let's say with your foot, and I would say, I would point you to the sort of right direction to go into, but I wouldn't go further than that. So you already know what's wrong. Have you gone to doctors?
Yeah, I've gone to doctors about both, but I just can't. There's really no answers. As far as the gastric
you said you have gastric issue, and what else?
And then also the eyes. I've gone to. Yeah, I have. They don't. I don't know exactly what it's called.
Have you been tested for parasites?
No.
Okay. Where do you live? What state do you live in?
Oklahoma.
Okay. You need to find a doctor who is a medical doctor and a natural doctor, who's both. Because you need to look at the big picture on all sides. I would suggest you try to find that sort of a doctor, and they would test you for parasites, because I have a feeling, you should look in that direction.
Okay. Is that for the gastric issue?
It could be for both.
Parasites, parasites can cause a lot of different issues. They can cause health issues that you would never even connect the dots about, that it was caused by parasites. So I feel that, also what I feel about you is your diet. I feel like it could be a little bit hypoglycemic. So I feel that look into the Mediterranean diet, go to a nutritionist, see a medical professional. But I would look into the Mediterranean diet, because it's a very healthy diet. And also, instead of having 3 large meals a day, I would have 5 smaller meals a day, because your blood sugar level drops, and then you get really tired and weak. Yeah. So I feel that would help you. You need like I said, you need a doctor who is both medical and a natural doctor, because they are really the best of both worlds. And get tested for parasites, and they will look at everything. They will look at you, from medical perspective, from nutritional perspective. They'll really do what you need right now, because I know it's frustrating when you go to a doctor and you're not feeling well, and when they don't have the answers, it is frustrating. But also sometimes, all doctors are not equal. Sometimes, some doctors are not good clinicians. So it might take for you to find a different type of a specialist as well. So just don't give up. Just keep, you have to be your own health advocate.
Okay.
Okay, but I do feel like you will get better, but I think it's going to take, again, a 3. So I'd say 3 weeks or 3 months.
Well, it would be great if it took that amount of time, because it's been working so.
Yeah,
but no. I'm going to so many appointments. Yeah.
But you have to find a doctor who, like I said, natural and medical doctor.
Yeah, that's not easy to find here.
I bet.
I mean, they're not.
Yeah, they arrest psychics in Oklahoma, Christina. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So, but, isn't Oklahoma close? Brainstorm would know. What isn't Oklahoma close to Texas?
It's right over Texas.
Okay, well, Texas is, I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be
Dallas
hard.
isn't that far.
Then,
we don't live in the middle of nowhere, but
exactly.
Okay, Hope, have you even tried looking? Have you ever tried looking for a natural doctor and a medical doctor there?
Is that the same as a DO?
I don't
That's
think
a doctor of osteopath. No, this is someone. I mean, they might be able to be helpful, but you need someone who really is, a natural doctor in terms of herbology and acupuncture and acupressure, and so you need someone who really understands all of that, but also is a medical doctor. You haven't looked for one, so don't say you haven't found one until you really look for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably.
I would be interested in that. I just had. I haven't even heard of that. I've heard of DOs. There's a lot of DOs around here.
Well, that's not a bad place. That's not a bad place to start. That's not a bad place to start. They might know of people to refer to you. Even if you go to a medical doctor and then a natural doctor, and they work in conjunction, that's also a possibility. But don't give up. Don't just say, oh, it's hard to find. You know, they have to be there. You don't live on the moon. There has to be some around you.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I'll do that.
Fantastic. Hope you're
let us know what
so
happens.
Good, too. Thanks for the call.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah, and happy early
You're
birthday.
welcome, hon. Good luck.
Okay.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
All right.
So, Robin, before I go, tell me what you will be for Halloween.
Well, I'm working a Halloween party tomorrow night, and the woman that got me hired is going to be the gypsy. So I'm going to be Marilyn Monroe. And I'll be reading cards, and I'll be reading crystal ball, and I'll be doing palm readings, and everybody's really excited to meet Marilyn. So it should be a good party. And then I think Halloween Tuesday, one of the best theaters here in town is having $5 movies. So I think Brainstorm is going to escort me or bodyguard me to a movie on Tuesday, the actual day.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, but the one thing that I did want to remind everybody is that November 1st is, do you know what November 1st is?
No.
It's All Souls Day. Actually.
All Souls Day. I thought you were plugging something.
No. It's All Souls Day. Yeah.
Of course. It's the day after Halloween. All Souls Day.
Exactly. So I feel like it's kind of like a double whammy. But yeah, what about you? What are you going to be this year for Halloween?
Well, I'm usually either a witch or a gypsy. So
okay.
I think I'll be a witch this year.
Are you going to give out candy?
You know, where I live, last year, they didn't really have a lot of, it was in a big sort of apartment building, so there are condos here, and there weren't a lot of children in the building. It's more like outside.
Right.
So they have a little parade, so I'll participate in that somehow. But yeah, I miss New York City and seeing a lot of doorbell ringing and children around in the area. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'll be doing my little Halloween thing too.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, Tony, the station manager, said that West Hollywood is like jumping off the hook. But I've never gone because I just don't like to be around that many people. I mean, crowds and things. It just is uncomfortable. I get a lot of anxiety. So
chaos out there.
Yeah. I'd love to see it, but I like to sit from my TV and watch it all happen. So was it like that in New York too? Like people just on the streets, like crazy in all different types of costumes? Was that the way it was there?
In New York, mostly, I mean, you see adults going to parties and things, but mostly you see kids during Halloween on the day.
Oh, I see.
Going to parties or ringing doorbells, asking for candy. So
what's
it's more of a social thing.
What's your prediction?
More of a social event.
What's your prediction of the most popular Halloween costumes? Do you have one? Like for girls or boys?
Prediction?
Yeah. What do you?
Probably something political.
You think Trump's going to be popular, you think?
Oh, that's a whole other...
Okay. What about Wonder Woman? Do you
subject matter.
Yeah.
His costume be popular? I don't know. I don't know. I would say it'll be out there. I think it'll definitely be out there, but I think there'll be other political figures that'll be popular too. But what are the kids? You know, I have no kids, so like, what are the kids into now? What's popular with them? I guess like the
Wonder Woman, probably,
you know,
for
heroes.
girls.
You know,
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Yeah. You know, all those Batman and all those. Yeah. Superheroes. That's the word.
Do you think anybody will go as Harvey Weinstein?
Probably.
Well, maybe some good came out of that announcement with him.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Yeah. Just
it takes people to move forward and speak up and stand up to create change, and you know, they're all. I see that all as a forum for everyone to heal. You know.
Yeah,
everyone can heal and move forward, even him if he chooses to. But like the other subject, that's a whole other topic to get into.
I know, I kind of.
But yeah, that's what's on the mind of everyone now.
It is on the mind, and thank goodness. And yeah, my daughter lives in South Africa, so there's no Halloween there. I mean, she went to a haunted house and she had a blast, but I did send her a Halloween costume. It did arrive. She hasn't picked it up, so she'll have it by Tuesday. But she's like, it's not that popular here. But it's just strange. Some years it seems to be more exciting. I think it's exciting this year. I mean, energetically, and you've really made the show exciting. Thank you so much for coming on and getting us all.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, and thank you for my necklace, and thank you for the reading, and yeah, it was fun. We'll have to do this again.
Well, thank you. You gave me a reading too, and it was amazing. It was a great reading.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. I think we spent the whole Sunday talking to each other, which was a blast. And like I said, you know, it was a couple days later that I went through everything you said over and over and over and over again, and then I understood what you were trying to relate to me, and I was like, wow, she's amazing. It really did sink in. It just was so much information. I kept saying no, 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 and then I was like, oh my gosh, let me think about this. Oh my gosh,
you're an astrologer. You're an astrologer, Robin. You'll appreciate this. I'm a Virgo with 6 planets in Virgo, so you know I'm into the details.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course, and you're superb. So everybody out there, give Psychic Christina a call, and your number again?
It's 212-591-0093, and my site is psychicchristina.com.
That's easy. All right, my dear, gotta say good night. I want to thank everybody
for
calling in, and would love to thank Brainstorm. Let's hear that gorgeous
thank
voice.
You.
Tony's booing in the background.
And I want to thank Tony. Tony Sweet. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to be Tony Sweet for Halloween. Oh, Lord. I didn't know that that's what I had to dress up as. Oh, Lord.
They got Tony Sweet costumes down there at the 99-cent store. I saw them.
They should. So anyway, we'll be back
Well, I hope you
next week.
guys have a great Halloween.
Thank you. Happy Halloween. And I want to wish everybody out there happy Halloween. I'll be back next week in November. So have a great week.
Yay. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Bye. Oh, you didn't do it right. Orlando.
Are we off?
Yeah, I think so.
You guys are off.
Orlando, I kept telling you didn't have the split screen through the show, and you kept arguing with me.